Connecticut is moving forward with an age-based approach to the vaccine rollout based on the close correlation between age and COVID death rates. People 55 and older, teachers, school staff, and childcare professionals will be eligible for the vaccine starting tomorrow. And then on March 22nd, eligibility will expand to people 45 and older, then to 35 and older on April 12th, and 16 and older on May 3rd. Cities and towns all around the state preparing for the next step in the vaccine rollout. Fox 61's Dave Puglisi has more on vaccination efforts and what educators should expect.
The opportunity to be vaccinated is very important for their own health and well-being, as well as the broader community.
The process of vaccinating teachers and school staff has begun. Some school districts already collecting signups ahead of the official March 1st date to begin administering the COVID-19 vaccine.
Once individuals are vaccinated, that will reduce the need for quarantine should they be exposed to someone that has COVID or potentially has COVID.
Teachers, in-school staff, volunteers, bus drivers, and child care professionals will be eligible to receive their first dose of the vaccine on Monday, along with those over the age of 55 years old. The Connecticut Department of Public Health recommends that educators work with their school districts to schedule their appointments through the clinics being set up in their communities.
It's going to be more convenient, and it will lead to a more efficient vaccination process.
The city of New Haven will be offering clinics at 16 different schools on March 3rd and later in the month. Their goal is to vaccinate their 3,500 educators as quickly as possible.
There's some special days that we have set up for teachers and other school staff. And also, a lot of our nurses are in the schools already, so they'll be setting up special days in many of the schools.
Educators and the 55-year and older population expand the aperture for eligible vaccine recipients by over 660,000 people. With only 130,000 doses of the vaccine coming into the state every day, leaders are urging patience.
Everyone has to exhibit patience, but we have great encouragement that more vaccine is coming into Connecticut. So we are moving in the right direction.
Dave Puglisi, Fox 61 News.